Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. It's been a busy week, but we are finally going to do another set of runs on Tower Floor 110. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you need the content. So, very quickly, just before the update, let's do a couple runs with these humans, starting with Rinko. Rinko, it is not proficient. She has so many flaws. She really needs a rework, but she can do it, just like anyone. So, what is she going to be using? Well, I'm going to be using the butterfly weapon, critical Magatamas, water and wind, whatever Magatamas attack Magatamas on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot, both 5 or 5 and plus 15. As for skills, meteor impact to deal damage, wind slicer just for the multi-hit, and violent slash just cause. Honestly, it is just a filler. If you want something different, it's fine. Then, Shiranui. This character doesn't have HP recovery unless you go blue. And if you go blue, you need to drop the damaging skills. So that's a big issue. And because of that, we're using Massacre Shiranui so that we can sustain ourselves while gaining some defense and attack. And also, she's squishy, even so we need more tankiness, and that's why we use the Founding 3. If you don't have the Founding 3, you can just substitute that for Asagi. The Founding 3 is a little bit better because it provides a little bit of damage, and also damage reduction. But Asagi is a very viable option. Lastly, any damage increase is fine. In my case, I go with Felicia because it's the most aggressive one. Then, the stats of the customs, stat training, and let's do the run because the update's coming. So, unfortunately, it would be too much of a hassle to do this on any other color. Or do it without Massacre Shiranui. I don't like using Massacre Shiranui on this specific build because I am compensating too many flaws, not just the HP recovery. I mean, she does have HP recovery, but the flaw itself is that you need, number one, a specific color, and number two, to drop your damaging skill. That's awful. It shouldn't be that way. Green is super amazing when you use Wind Slicer, but anything else is like whatever for the most part. Because Wind Slicer just shreds the enemy's defense. It's super aggressive and I love that, but there's not much value in anything else on green. And red, while it deals a good amount of damage, the AoE is pretty small, and I don't like the small AoE. And it has no HP recovery, so that's another issue, you know? So, I'm gonna be using the ultis with this specific character. Guess what? I mean, guess why? Is obviously because I have issues with DPS, because I have to be tanky in order to not die. And even so, I'm dealing a decent amount of damage, but as you can see, I'm not two-shotting the enemy or anything like that. So, yeah, it is what it is. Rinko is one of those characters that desperately needs the second rework or an update, anything, honestly. Like, yeah, there's a good amount of characters who need their leader skill, who don't have them yet. But Rinko not only needs the leader skill, she needs rebalancing on the skills, increase AoE, more super armor, because she has 0 super armor. I mean, she does have in the middle of some skills, but she can be interrupted so easily. You see? Yeah, exactly that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm gonna use the active, and I'm gonna use the ulti immediately, and I'm gonna do meteor because I don't want to lose timing, and then I use this, and yeah, and even so the enemy is alive. I defeated the mobs, sure, but look at this. I'm only dealing like 1 million with the meteor, and that's not good. Thank God that I have the damage reduction, because otherwise I would be in troubles. I mean, I can activate this the active of the supporter again to gain damage, but I don't see the reason why right now. Like, it is a little bit risky. Not too risky when you clear all of them, but it is risky nonetheless. Make your impact, yeah. 1,400,000. That's kind of usable, serviceable, but you know, it would be nice if it was 4 million, something like that. Like the competent DPS. I mean, she can be a glass cannon like this, but she definitely needs a huge boost on damage if they want to keep her like she is. That's the only thing that would actually compensate the lack of utility, the lack of synergies on the skills. I mean, there are some synergies, sure, but not enough compared to what we have in this day and age. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Yeah, the other ones are going to be way faster. Way faster. And I have to be extremely careful and deal with this ASAP, because these enemies in particular can be devastating for Rinko. So I have to move constantly. I have to reposition. And it's raining. Yeah, if you hear the rain, it's well, I forgot the expression. Was it? It's raining dogs and cats. Yeah, it's pouring in here. So not in here, out there. Yeah. Well. Anyways, let's see. Done. Come on! The lack of damage. The fact that I have to use two damage reduction supporters. I mean, Grenade does give damage increase too, but I have to be smart about it. Now, since I know the Taimanin is good, I can do this, and then Meteor to have the buff. And I managed to do it pretty easily. Yeah. So, it is doable? Sure. But having basically the requirement almost, because I guess it's doable with others, supporters and other colors, but it is kind of a high toll, and you should obey a lot because she doesn't have HP recovery unless you go with Ito style Kaide no Kata, but in that case you don't use Meteor Impact, so well, she's out finally. Now let's do Su. Su, as usual, super fun to use. I mean, we are also using Massacre Grenade, as you saw, but she's not covering for too many flaws. She's just going to give her HP recovery, the damage reduction she could naturally get if I wanted to, and it's also a damage increase. So it's more of a regen damage increase than anything. And besides, I also need that damage reduction because this one is level 83. It's not at max, but still pretty good. And not even 15 both weapons. So weapon 5 out of 5 both of them, but it's only 10 plus 10 both of them. Again, critical damage increase, water and wind, because we have a mixture of attacks. Whatever attack Magatamas. Ryu Hashin, then Shin Ryuga and Kokuryuhan. Yep. So damage increase, no, enemy defense reduction, consecutive attack, and huge critical damage increase, critical boost. So that's why we use these skills in particular. Not to mention the AoE of these two is amazing, and the single target potential of this is pretty good. So, as you saw, Kurenai for the healing, for the damage reduction, for the attack increase, mainly the healing, because Su is frail. But we could substitute this if you don't have it with honestly anything. You can go with where is she? Akina, for example. You can go with Felicia. Even if you don't have the right trait, you still get the skill damage increase and you can use the active. So yeah, anything that heals you would be good enough. Lilim, because damage increase. And lastly, we have over here Aneros to increase critical damage. Then stats of the customs, stat training, and let's do the run super quick because we have little time. Fortunately, this is not gonna take that long since this one has pretty decent damage by comparison. Thanks to the debuffs. That's the thing with Rinko. She doesn't debuff. And that's why she cannot take advantage of her stats or her damage multipliers. If she was able to debuff, maybe she would eliminate the enemies faster. So, we do this, and that's not the combo. We have to start with hold attack and then hold the bait. I'll just do this. Hashin. Done. Yeah, just like that, and single target. And I want to use my active, just cause it is not wise, but I love that active. It is so fun to use that active. The multi-hits in front of the enemy that give me super armor. Yeah. Okay, good. The single target attack, and I want to save the skill. Yeah, nice. So we start with this. Can I just lure them? And then we use the tracking attack, the single target one. Oh god, it took too long. Well, doesn't matter. I'll just use this. Okay, careful. Yeah, then the active, then Shin, then the damage, the huge amount of damage. And I just need to reposition myself. Yeah, it is dicey right now, technically, but lovely Kurenai is always doing us a favor by giving healing, a huge amount of healing at that. Last time I used the ulti here, now that I think about it, when I was testing this. And, well, okay, yeah, I'll use it. Why not? I use it to clear the mobs, but now I'm using it just to save me from a pinch, technically. I mean, I could have just gained distance. Her range is not infinite, unlike other characters. And you can see that the maintenance is about to happen, but we do have enough time for their runs. Oh, no, that was not wise. I should have waited for the other one, for the next wave. I wasn't thinking because of the maintenance. Yeah, well, I just do this. Come on. Reduce the defense. And I have enough HP. And I can use it again. Nice. I just need to wait a little bit for the animation, and this should be more than enough. I use the active. I use my skill. I reposition properly. And then I use the skill. And everything is going to receive a ton of damage. Nice. Then I use the single target attack. Again, the defense reduction. The damage increase. The damage multiplier. And yeah, I mean, pretty safe, honestly. Thanks to Kurenai. She does make a big difference. But as I mentioned, she is not required Witsu. The one that really needs that supporter is Rinko. Okay, super nice, super clean. And now the easiest one of the bunch. Yep, we're gonna do Shiranui. Red Shiranui at that. And we're gonna use Senko, which I never use because I prefer Rondo, but I mean, it does have the damage boost. So, Shikigiri to increase the damage. We have, again, Water and Wind, critical Magatamas, whatever attack Magatamas on the subslot, whatever weapon on the subslot, 5 out of 5 and plus 15, both. Senko, Sogetsuin, and Shinen Shinshoku. So, Shinen Shinshoku is super important, guys. It is excellent for dealing with the mobs, especially the Kunoichis, the demonic ninjas. They are great. This skill is great for them. Asusa to increase consistency of the crits. and increase the critical damage. Fuyutsuki because mobs, and Yamato Susune because we are debuffing the enemy and that's free damage. Stats of the custom, stat training, and let's do this last run. Honestly, this is the fastest one, the easiest one. I mean, she's kind of outdated, and yet she performs pretty decently. I mean, she does well. We don't need to buff her. She's okay. I mean, I would like her to feel a little bit more complete. Maybe some debuffs, maybe some buff on their skills, and that's it. They don't have to change like the basis of how they work. Just a little bit of tweaking for this character, in my opinion. I know it's pretty strong. I know you can say, no, you don't need it. But it would be nice, wouldn't it? There. Oh, yeah, look, lovely. Dealing with mobs. Dealing with the mobs is just the best. Now, so that they don't interrupt me, I just need to use this. And, whoop, done. That was pretty easy. Now, I'm gonna start with Senko, but it's not going to eliminate everything. In fact, it only hit 1 or 2. 6 minutes. Can you defeat this stage in 6 minutes? Can you beat this stage in 6 minutes? Yeah, I can. But the power just blinked. So maybe I'm not finishing. No, I'm finishing. I bet I'm finishing. So, yeah. Let's see. I just need to do this, and then we do Senko. Senko. I just said Senko. Nice. Yeah, and the good thing about Senko is that it provides healing, so it is not that difficult to just recover HP. And yeah, Senko deals a decent amount of damage. But yeah, they always just atrocious. You always want to use the weapon, or almost in every case you want to use the weapon. In this case, I prefer the damage increase, even though I have lower AoE, because the debuff is just great. But yeah, the Senko enhancing weapon, I don't remember the name, I think Tiger's Fang, or I don't know. It is a really good weapon, because the AoE increases so much. Now, we just do this, we use Senko and the active, and since the enemies are, the Kirara is gone, I'm just going to ulti. And it didn't hit that one. And it didn't... there. Nice. Okay. That's it, guys. What do you think about the builds? Do you know any other builds, or have you used any other builds to build this stage with Rinko? Let me know in the comments, cause... God. I mean, obviously blue Rinko is going to work if you do it right. But have you done this with red Rinko or green Rinko? I mean, doable for sure, but it requires you to evade properly, to position properly, to take advantage of your actives, either for invincibility or for HP recovery, depending on your color. And not to mention that you want the right weapon. If you want to go red, you want to use the Momochi weapon so that you have the damage increase so that you can use Susune. Because you don't want to use your Sora for healing, nor Mai, because you're not going to get benefit with those characters. I mean, you could use, where is she? Kira around the back, sure. But you need the burst healing, because you would need to be extremely tanky otherwise, and red doesn't have... I mean, it does have options, sure, for tankiness, but not as much, not as many options compared to blue, for example. Well, anyways, that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!